Hi y'all, my name is Pungura and in this video we're going to pretend that I don't have this mixer and I'm going to show you how I used to work with the hybrid studio setup before acquiring it. And yeah, let's get to the other side of the studio and we'll talk about signal flow and patching. Now let's discuss how I've connected my Patchbay and why. You see this mess over here, but it's actually organized mess. And I'm using a balanced TRS Patchbay. I have a video in which I'm going over Patchbays and power conditioners, but for the context of this video, this Patchbay, you can open it up and set up half normalized, full normalized or isolated configurations. But other than that, it's just a normal Patchbay. Many people actually say that you shouldn't have constant signal running through your outboard gear, but mine is fine after 3 years, so I don't think that it actually damages the gear or anything. Before you get in there and start patching stuff, you should make a chart of your Patchbay like this one. And this way you have a plan to stick to and the whole process will go smoothly. Believe me, I've tried it with or without, the difference is huge. Then you need enough cables, but not too short and not too long. You need the right length for the purpose. Like for example, I don't know if you can see this, but they are very short cables that connect the closer pieces, like here the audio interface, the Focusrite, to the Patchbay. And then we have some longer cables down there because some of the pieces of gear are very far away from the Patchbay. So yeah, prepare with enough cables and make sure that they are long enough. Now all of the analog outputs should go to their dedicated place on the top shelf of the back panel of the Patchbay, and all the analog inputs should go to the bottom row of the Patchbay, and of course in their designated places. Make sure that you label them on top of the Patchbay too, so you don't have to open up the charts every time you want to reconfigure something. Now let's open Focusrite Control and our DAW of choice, and let's begin hybrid mixing with our favorite outboard gear. Okay, so if you got this far, don't worry, the hard part is over. You have everything charted out, it's all connected to your Patchbay, and now the only thing that you should do is open up Focusrite Control, go to the output routing, and on every channel that we are going to be using to run audio from our DAW to our outboard gear, we are going to set playback DAW, in this case, this channel 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And I'm going to use those 3 stereo channels, and of course I'm going to use some of them as mono channels too. So yeah, it's literally this simple. And now I've already opened a project, and this is a song that will be released just before this video actually. It's by a client of mine, and it's a great song, so I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go and check it out. But what do we have to do now? We should go to our I/O here in Pro Tools. It's very simple, and now here we have our inserts, and also we have our inputs and output routing. Since I have been using my other audio interface, it was set a little bit differently. Every time you change the playback engine, it changes the I/O appropriately. One of the many reasons that Pro Tools is superior, in my opinion. So yeah, now at this point, all that we have to do is patch the gear that we want to use, and we'll do that now. I'm going to use my 1176 clone for the main vocal in this song, because this vocal was actually not recorded here in my studio, otherwise it would have been printed with it. But my colleague has the same Golden Age project preamp like me, but he doesn't own a fat compressor. But nevertheless, I want the sound of a fat compressor, so I'm taking the output of the 1176 to the input, the line input, the third line input on my Focusrite 18i20, and then the output to the input. So we are basically creating a loop, and make sure that you don't have any gain engaged on the preamps. So yeah, we are creating a loop, and now we'll go back to Pro Tools and just bring up an insert, and we'll be ready to go. Now go up to the channel that you want to insert your outboard gear, and in the regular insert panel, just search for the right insert. In this case, this is insert 3, and as you can see, before that I had an 1176 emulation on the channel, but I still think that my warm audio clone sounds much better. If you're wondering why the sound changed suddenly, that's because something went wrong with the audio, and I'm using my SM7B for the voiceover. Now, another thing that I like to do on almost every mix is I like to use a bus compressor, and I usually run my warm audio bus comp, and it's really simple. Just like I showed you, we are just patching a loop from the warm audio bus comp to line inputs and outputs 5 and 6, in this case on the Focusrite 18i20 interface, and we just pull up the insert and we're ready to go. We have our mix bus compression. Oh, I almost forgot there for a while. I actually have 1 and 2 on my Patchbay chart. The line outputs 1 and 2 left free, and that's because when I'm switching between audio interfaces, I have to also switch my monitors. So this way I can just go to the front panel and connect my speakers without having to crawl back there.
Небето сиво се разкъса и дъжд обилно се проля. Вятър въздуха прониза и тревите разпиля.
So yeah, that's basically all for today's video. The only thing that we haven't discussed are the ADAT inputs and outputs, and that's only because the way that I did it was I wanted more preamps. I wanted to be able to record a band, and at the same time I only have like 6 outboard compressors, so I didn't need more I/O for hybrid mixing. I needed more preamps. That's why I went with Focusrite Octopre, but you cannot use its inputs and outputs to do the same loops we did here. But there are a lot of other options. You can buy a lunchbox and start collecting 500 series and connect that via ADAT to your 18i20 Focusrite. So yeah, there are endless opportunities, endless ways to do this. I hope this one made sense to you, and I hope you learned something, or I'll be very glad if I actually helped you connect your studio. If you want some more help, you can check out my website and hire a consultation with me. We can talk about everything. We can talk about acoustic treatment, we can talk about music production, we can nerd about outboard gear, or even Pro Tools stuff, everything you can think of. So yeah, like and subscribe, check out the website, leave a comment down below, and see you next time. Bye.